Hello. Hello and welcome. What's up, Brian? What's up, Banana? How are we doing? Pauli. Hello, hello. Very kind of you. I'm right back at you. Let's see. Let's take... Ooh, Riddick, aka Doom, is back. That's quite nice. Ladder has like exploded recently. What's up, Tim? How's it going? Today's lesson, yes. Yes. Let's see. Where were we? What's up, Rowan? Oh. Where were we? We were there. What's up, Marco? Yeah. Soon. Any day now, the final will be here. The end of days. What's up, Saf? Louise, hello. Still, it's pretty hard to find games. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm looking at like 2K and I'm like, wow, things, there are games there. Whereas really, there's not that many. It's a few a day. But there's quite a selection of players at times, but then not so much hard spamming. You're welcome, Pauli. 60,000 people. Yeah, ladder explosions are very devastating to many communities. Let's see. As of Swackle, Raiders, God King of Ladder now. Yeah, he's quite good. Quite good. Can you hear the pain? Thomas with the anecdotes. Let's just say anecdotes. Let's not give them an adjective. Okay. Games to watch. Games to watch. Why don't we look at Riddick's Return? Oh, that game is broken actually. Let's try the next one. Alright. Took him a year to catch up to the rest of Burger Zone, but now he's back. Wait, what? Now he's back? It's the first time he's been here, man. Also, I don't know what the rest of Burger Zone is. You and Tex? I guess it's you and Tex. Who's the best player now on FAF? Who won the last tournament? Who is Riddick? Riddick is formerly, way back, he was known as Doom. He's also known as Search and Destroy. I'm not sure what else, what other names he had. Is he famous? He's famous to me. I played him many times. He's always sort of around 2K. He's never been like 2200 or, but he's also featured on my channel many times. Sometimes with ridiculous games. He's also, I think he's in a Guilecast with me and him on Point of Reach, where he ended up with like T3 artillery, static. It was quite a game. Quite a game. So he's pretty famous to players of a certain vintage. And it's nice when those players return. So he's gone for the build where you just make what, 4 NGs, all the mexes and 3 P-gens, then you run to the Hydra with the AC, you build all the follow-up factories here, only 1 in the main, and then yeah, it looks like Raider's kind of doing the same thing, but he does have second air planned. They're kind of doing the same thing, except that Raider has invested in Selines. And he's got 1 Selene in a good position on this side. On the other side, wow, he actually manages to kill the mole and escape. On this side, nice pigeon blocking from Riddick. Oh, the mantis is hard to see. It's like a tiger just going through the long grass in the savannah. Scary. I don't remember a time the high level ladder was more alive. Well, that's ridiculous. I mean, what? There's 1 page and it goes from the 19th to the 23rd. How is that the most active you ever remember? That's not true, Swako. You are crazy if you think that that's at all accurate. So he actually saves this NG with half HP. Pretty good. The 2 Selines are still alive though. So bomber from bomber, you can see entering. Here comes the bomb. Bombed something in front of the base there. Not sure why. Okay, you don't have to go back to 2015 to remember a little bit more than that. There goes 2 more NGs. So there was an NG here. So 3 NGs dead. Why is there fewer games with higher rank now? I don't know. These things are mysterious. So this could be a nice raid. We'll see if he can get past. It's nice he has like a 3 versus 2 here. Riddick does, but it's not really a proper 3v2 because now we can see 1 the mantis not shooting. As that Tam kites away to make sure it's still a 1v1. Riddick trying to micro to get both mantis involved at the same time. And he succeeds, and he will get the raid off on that NG. And on the other side, 2 Thams walk into 3 mantis. And that's that. Whoa. Captain Klutz with 200 check. What is it? Krona or something like that? Thank you very much. Can you do your best? Farm such a impression. Love your streams. I need a bag of crisps. I did love Farm's cameo in Derp's FAF trailer where he's like he only has 2 factories in middle. What the fuck is this? And then he just burps directly into the microphone. That was pretty nice. Celine blocks the mechs. Don't want to get banned from YouTube. Yeah, I mean, there's a word you could say. Well, which I won't say. Oh, good one, Ryan. Okay, we got a transport from Riddick. He's about 1,000 mass behind. Where am I from? I'm from Era, Ireland. So this NG did get taken out by a bomber, as we saw. And it would be nice to pick up engineers, drop one here, and then drop more on the plateau. That would be a good way to fix that. Evaluate where they are sending comms, please. What's up, Mr. K? Yes, well, they're both on the same side. So Raider is the one who's gone to maybe the less common side. But yeah, so they're facing off against each other. And Raider is the one with more units, more pressure. He's got the entire expansion behind him covered. And it looks like Riddick is just quite far behind at this point. He's only got 28 units, 28 tanks, sorry, versus 37. There's also 10 Zoos in here already, which is quite a lot for this stage of the game. I would say too many. But yeah, in terms of where the comms are, Riddick's just pulling away now. He doesn't have any units to help him, so he can't risk anything. He also doesn't have intel, really. Oh, he has decent intel here, but now he's pulled a lot of units to this side, and also way too many Medusa, in my opinion. Don't know. They just won't do damage, really. And now he's going to lose this side. He has a huge amount of mass. And it's right about now that I will say that this is a very early returning phase for Riddick, so not at his best here. He needs about 5 more factories in his base to be able to use his mass. To be honest, so does Raider. That's absurd that he... I mean, at this point you gotta make mexes. You gotta make mexes. Why are... Oh, Jesus. Okay. Gentle roast. Okay, here comes 6 tanks on transport. And Riddick pushing forward now after he sent a lot of units to the right hand side. He's not really replacing any of the mexes that are dead. No engineers being sent to the right hand side or the left hand side. Getting a raid off on this side. Nice kill on the Hydro, most likely. This is one thing the Medusa can actually help with a lot. Bit of a raid here. You want to leave at least one tank behind here. And then over here, gonna run through. So yeah, you want to basically, when you're doing these, you want to leave one tank behind to kill the mexes. And then kill any engineers that come over to replace them. And then the rest run towards the back. And then if you can, you attack this position. If not, then you run to here and here and you raid everything. What's a good ratio for Mantis to Medusa in early game? About 100 to 1. Or 1 to 0. You really don't want many Medusa at all in the early game, especially on this map. So better to... What's up, Chicken Hunt? Better to edge build from on the sides or drop. Dropping is better. Because then you can just... You don't, like... It's better to have a factory and engineers here quickly. Rather than have one engineer edge build a factory here. But edge building is nice. So you can mix and match. You can drop one side, edge build the other. If you don't have air, then edge building is going to be a little bit safer. And yeah, Riddick kind of pushed Raider away. Raider just kind of retreated. I think he's just like, okay, I'll retreat. I won't die. I will fix my eco, which he has done. He has quite a nice balance here now. Still, you know, I think he could eco. He also has a lot of rocks in the base that he could take. Definitely worth investing in engineer, just attack move around here. Or even patrol. And he should be moving to Tech 2 land, which he is. Almost there. Should probably be there already, to be honest, but he's got a very significant lead. I mean, look at it. Look, it's just nothing. Nothing. What's up, Fortet? Yeah, this is quite over. I don't see any snipe attempt at the moment. We do have Tech 2 land for... Oh, multiple Tech 2 mexes for Riddick. Tech 2 engineer. On a big old move order. More Tech 2 engineers. No AC upgrade. And no hope. Or very little. Limit as Mantis approaches 0. Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, Mantis approaches infinity. Yeah, so yeah, sure. I forgot all about that shit. That's the kind of stuff you remember for a test and then you forget if you were asked about it a week later. Which is most stuff you do in a test, I guess. So, Riddick now begins the Tech 2 PDs to retake his expansion. This is not going to work. Just make Monkey Lord. That's better than Mantis and a Medusa. Yeah, exactly. There you go. I mean, oh, nice bit of a drop there. He's just, I mean, a little bit too close to the PD, sadly. Also, I mean, you can... One of the benefits of the side is that, I mean, neither of them are actually doing it, but like these mexes are easily killed by tanks and certainly by artillery. Same here. These shouldn't be alive if your opponent has this plateau. It just shouldn't be. Also, it's super... Also, one thing you gotta do, build a radar here, right? Or even closer to the side. And if you get a radar down here, this is quite nice. You can see the whole expansion, which is a Tech 1 radar. And very often you'll see people make drops. Just, you know, park units here, and then you just drop off a very short distance. Land and then attack the back, or even drop into the core base. So the plateaus can be extremely useful. Now, in a rare case, you'll see MMLs in the plateau and stuff. That's a much bigger investment. But, you know, can work. Same with your driver's license. To this very day, I actually passed my driving test. So yes, now from now on, I'll drive like shit. No, just kidding. Riddick, this is... I love that he's doing this. But it's not going to work against Raider. This could work, potentially, versus a lower level player. I've seen it work for him, but not in this case. Still no upgrade. I like the regen from Raider, but he just refuses to walk over his opponent. Regen is quite nice. I can show you what it does. An Ilshival. If we grab an Ilshi on the other side, I'll show you that they have 2500 max HP. Oh, he's out of range of his Ilshis now. Damn. I'll show you one that gets regen very shortly. Thanks, guys. Come on. Well, here you can see a Tham gets 5 regen per second and it has over 300 HP, which is quite important because it means it takes 4 shots for an AC to kill him instead of 3. And an Ilshi, although we can't see it because he's just slightly out of range. Just slightly. You can see this yellow sort of aura around these guys. Shows you the range of the regen, which is quite large. It's basically gun range. Or exactly gun range. And Ilshi would have 2750. And the regen amount, I'm not exactly sure. It might be 15, which is quite significant. Come on. There we go. Yeah, 15 per second. That's with only one regen upgrade. 700 mass, 18,000 power. Very cheap on power. So, regen is really nice. Really nice upgrade. It's on the same arm as T2, Tech 3, and obviously, and the blast, or the splash gun, it's usually called, or nobody calls it the refracting chronotron amplifier because that is some kind of sci-fi mouthful that nobody could ever remember. Advanced regen is larger radius. I think it's the same radius, at least very similar. I think it's the same, but just greater effects. So the max regen you can get from the first one is 15 per second. And it's 10% of the max HP, or it's the regen cap, which is 15 for Tech 2. So yeah, now we just kind of wait for this game to end because he just has a lot of units. There's not really much going on for Riddick. He's just playing survival. And there goes his HQ. Tech 3 land. Just finished. And yeah, he's replaced the HQ now. But he's going to be fighting against Tech 3 very soon. I mean, some snipers. Tech 3 mobile artillery would be good. This ACU, trying to get some value with the gun. Walks really far away from his PDs, so that was super risky. But he does have stealth. That's probably why he's able to go so far forward. And finally he will call GG as Raider finally decides to walk into him with all of his units. The Tech 3 helped, I guess, but there we go. Riddick control gets everything except for his commander. Oh, and the side. And there we go. GG. Nicely played by Raider. And nice to see Riddick back in the game. Okay. Arch. We don't get to see Arch playing very often. I always lose with Sarah past T2 phase. I just always switch T3 too late because T2 is so fun. That's a very common problem. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I used to see that. That is a problem for Seraphim players to just not want to go Tech 3. It could be a very major mistake. And I also used to see it with Aeon, where people would really not want to go Tech 2 until way too late. So it is kind of a thing where if people have a good particular stage in the game, then they will sort of overplay in that position, in that stage. Arch made a small miscalculation. Ends up walking to the mechs. Queued it too far away. I think he was like here. He needed to be slightly closer. So then he also has to walk out of the way of his own P-Gen, which is a bit unfortunate. Lab goes forward, but there's a Tham and a Celine there, so that is dealt with. And there's an NG coming here towards the middle, slightly later than Raiders, and it's very likely to be killed. Oh, that's not good. Only thing he can do is try and run as far into the pond as he can, but I still don't think he can get away. Oh, he dodged. And he's dead. Yeah, that hurts. So that means that Raider gets all of the juicy mass here. And Micro battle? Who's winning? Oh! He wins it and he gets a veterancy. And goes on his merry way to search out more engineers to kill, and guess what? Those engineers exist. Hello, my friend. You're in danger. And our friends here are in danger, but they're sort of much closer to the base, so he doesn't want to risk going for them, especially when he has low HP. If one Mantis comes out and does a little bit of damage, he will be dead. No reaction to help this NG. And also no intel for Raider to find the NG quickly. He will know that once this Mex is built, that he should look to the left for him, or in this corner. What's up, Stefan? Okay. The thing about Tham and Celine is that it beats a single tank, or even a tank and a scout of another faction. The Celine dodged multiple shots there from the Mantis, and the Mantis has to run away because now the Mantis is on 86. The Tham is very healthy. 224. So yeah, this is the problem. In the early game, Seraphim invests in a tank and a scout, and you are out of luck if you invest in a tank and a scout. Unless they really mess up the micro. It's not really possible to really mess up the micro at this point. What's up, Space Monkey? Thanks, Forta. At this point, that's quite a nice raid, although a lot of the mass has been taken. There's still quite juicy mass here. 200 something in the auto gun. Not sure what's in the mainframe. Certainly over 100, I think. I think. I mean, we got some wrecks on the ground here. The cars, the Batmobiles, I don't know exactly. It's quite juicy though. Quite juicy. Air for Arch. Still no air. Full land for Raider. Now where's the bomber going? Oh no, that's not a good target at all. It's actually bombing some of his own reclaim there. Gives away the fact that he has a bomber while he's still very far away from the base. Are the cars capturable? Yes. You can capture the cars and drive them back to your base and reclaim them there. That's going to be a good fight for Raider. I am afraid to believe that that was actually an attack move from Arch. I really hope it wasn't. But I think it was, and that was a really bad fight. Now he's using his bomber against tanks. I really don't like that he used his bombers that way. But that's what he's doing. I mean, if you're going to bomb tanks, then... Okay, trying to bomb the Hydro is extremely ambitious. Thing is, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. You can't give away that you have bombers this long ago and then go for the Hydro car. I mean, it looks like he might actually He has a chance of killing it, but it's going to take him three bombers. He's going to lose all 3 bombers. There goes 2. This bomber will need 2 passes to kill this because a Cyber Bomber can do max 300 HP. It has 308 left somehow. Don't ask me how. I think bombers are still kind of bugged. What? Okay, yeah, bombers are bugged because that's more than 300 damage. So, yeah, great. Okay. Good to know. Muffin Man strides forward with a juicy army of Thams and Selines and Zuis. Arch is pinned basically in his base. It really sucks to be in Arch's position here because you just... How do you control the map at all when you're standing here? Like, just look at what Muffin Man can do. Like, how hard is it... How easy is it for him to defend this now, for example? This, he can always send reinforcements directly from his base to this position. On the front, he can always send a couple of tanks here to raid here. This reclaim is still denied. And the only avenue for Arch to send his units is basically to the front with his commander, try to push Raider back, or he has to send them in this direction. And it's not that scary to send them in this direction when you compare it to what Raider has control of over here easily. Why does Tam Celine beat UEF Tank and Scout? Because the Celine is more expensive than other scouts, does more damage, is just more useful in combat than any of the other scouts because it's a scout. It's like a hybrid lab scout. So that's why. Celine is just... It's in between a lab and a scout. So therefore it beats, you know, pure scouts, because I mean a mole has no DPS. Aeon, oh, here comes the draw attempt. A disgusting draw attempt with a shift G. And he pulls out of it. That's kind of a botched attempt. If you want to surround an ACU with units using shift G, right? Which I've confusingly rebound to shift H. You usually want to, let's say this is the enemy ACU, you usually want to give the move order behind the ACU. You usually want to aim behind, not in front. Usually behind. So I don't know why Arch did it in front of the ACU. I think it's not as effective at all. You'll mess with your own units pathfinding a lot quicker, and now he's put himself in danger, quite far away from his own units. That shot just missed. Big whiff there. Zui's can do some nice damage, but he's moving around quite often. But yeah, like a Celine is like 20 mass. A mole is like 8 mass. Obviously has no damage. The motorcycle, what's the UEF motorcycle called? I've forgotten. Temporarily. I think that's like 12 mass, and it only has like 2 DPS. So it's not very good. Not very useful in combat. Snoop. Yes, the Snoop. Oh, here he goes. He's coming in for the kill now. He's just all in. You can see all of Arch's units, if you look at the minimap, are in this position. Bombers come in and land some shots on the ACU. The ACU is here as well to help out, and he's targeting the ACU down. As Muffin Man just gets a vet, that's going to be a huge help to him. The Mantis are thin on the ground, aka there are zero Mantis. He actually ground fires their corpses there, which is just unnecessary. And Muffin Man still gets dropped rather low. So a mistake here, I would say, is Arch did not have energy storage. He did not pause air. Like making inties when you're all in, obviously it's not going to help. If he had energy storage and paused air, maybe paused his whole base there, then maybe some overcharges would make the difference in his all-in attempt. Raider left himself open to that by having too many units on the sides. I mean, this whole army, which is actually largely anti-air, is of it. I mean, that's not great. And these units are rallying to different spots, it seems. That's definitely a rally point. So he kind of left himself a little bit open there. It shouldn't have been that close. I mean, that a veterancy would have been nasty. Yeah, can kill radars and other scouts. That's true. The Aeon Scout, which again I forget the name of, has 1 DPS. So that's not very useful for combat. However, the hover is super nice. I do like the hovering. That's very useful on certain maps. So don't forget to like the stream, guys, if you're enjoying. And we will continue to follow. It looks like every single game here is Muffin Man's. So let's yep, they're literally all Muffin Man. So let's continue to watch his rise on the ladder. Did you lose the map gen game? Oh, you won the map gen game. Okay. What is the timing of a Snoop ACU snipe? It's a long ass time. It's something akin to the heat death of the universe. Can you give Temol a mazer? I could in a mod, but I'm not going to do that. Oh wait, there probably is a mod for that. I think there is a mod. I don't even know the definition of gentle. Well, you might be right. Why is 1v1 so hard? Because it's just you. It's just you and the other guy. And that's it. No, there's no teammates to blame. So it's pretty tricky. Now, many people will still find ways to not blame themselves. Becomes a game in itself, but it's pretty tough to get around that. Mozart balance mod, okay, cool. See, I don't need to do it. Somebody has already done it. Go check out the balance mod if you want moles with mazers. I know I do. Been rushing 6 flax and really helped out with T2R snipe. Yes, that would do, for sure. Build more flak. Hashtag build more flak. Thing is, 1 flak won't help you very much. One v1 is hard because there's more action. That's true. There is more action in 1v1 compared to a team game. You have more to handle. I blame the faction. 1v1 is hard because everybody's nervous. Future Jagged is standing behind them, staring through their empty skulls. Well, I am. It takes 5 flak to kill Corsairs after 1 pass. No, it doesn't. That's not accurate. Pretty sure that's not accurate. Okay, so they're both going... I don't like this build. This build should be retired. Wait, what's Arch doing? Wait, maybe Arch has made adjustments that will make sense. However, building half a PGen is probably not what makes sense here either. Yeah, this is dodgy. If he didn't build half this pigeon, he might actually be okay here. Might have the mass he needs. Muffin Man is he's gone, you know, third air. Bomber. So that's a very quick. So here's what Arch did here, right? So the Hydro can't be built by the ACU on its own. As you can see, it's not in the build menu for it. So he actually just started it with the NG, and then the NG like is like, all right, my job here is done, and then went to build the mexes, and then he's gonna quickly build the Hydro just with the commander, which is, you know, a little bit stylish, a little bit of a trick, bit of a maneuver. However, as nice as it looks, he did just get raided in his core expansion where he would normally send the commander. So there's upsides, there's downsides, there's looking good, and there's being good. But overall, his build is quite nice. However, the bombers are a problem. There goes 3 NGs. Ow. AD comes out, bit of micro. Bit micro, bit of micro. He's bit more micro. Got him. Nice. Anti-air coming out as well. Not over investing in anti-air either. You don't see like one anti-air on repeat, which is good. However, he's suffering because of the engineer kills, so time to, you know, throw some pigeons down. Now you might be tempted to build factories here, but because he's actually going minus on power and his mass bar is full, he should build pigeons. This is a sign you build pigeons, guys. So you were 0 mass or plus mass and we're minus power, you need to build pigeons. So he's going to get this not quite fast enough, and yeah, these engineers not doing anything. I mean, yeah, they're getting reclaim. That's not what he needs right now. So doesn't look great right now. Although Arch does have like way more mass somehow, I'm worried for him because he's extremely vulnerable. Again, Arch with the really fast artillery, I don't really agree with. You can see his expansion is almost complete already, and we're at 5.5 minutes. This looks really good. 1, 2, 3, 4 mexes. 3 mexes left, and like 2 of them are under construction. So looking good. He just doesn't have enough power, but hey, he might be able to fix that pretty soon as well. This Hydra is the only one not being built, and yeah, Arch suffering. Another bomber comes in. How many kills does that thing have? Actually got 2 engineer kills, which is very nice. So Arch still ahead on mass. So I guess his very initial expansion is actually quite fast, which is impressive and very valuable. Because in the early game, you can find some situations where you end up with, you know, 12 mexes versus 8 mexes. And even for a short period of time, that can help you significantly. His struggle is spending his stuff now. Huge amount of mass in the bank. 1,500. He could have so many more factories. And he has a few, but he could have so many more. He also could have Tech 2 mexes, but he's not invested in those at all. For example, you could just dump like all these engineers attack moving in randomly to nowhere is very sad to watch. Look at all these NGs doing sweet fuck all, dude. Come on. Okay, be gentle. Gentle roasting. So Raider now ahead on mass. How quickly the tables turn. And it looks like he might get a raid here. If he raids this expansion again, it's going to be very disheartening for Arch. Yeah, that hurts psychologically. And in terms of the game, there's also a lot of units heading in this direction. Yep. Needs to keep running through. Raider just needs to keep running through, deny the back mexes, you come around, all the way around, and you start hitting these mexes. Raider, that looks like it might be a Tech 2 factory. Oh no, it's not. It's just for more tanks. I'm surprised he wouldn't think about going Tech 2 land right now. He does have 2 mexes. He's also got 2 more upgrading. To make all those Tech 2 mexes and not go Tech 2 land seems like... Well, I don't know. I'd say it's probably a little bit greedy. But hey, now he's going Tech 2. And he's probably going to be struggling for mass because of the mex upgrades. So he's really going to need some reclaim. Fortunately, he might be about to get donated. Might be some generous donations like these mantis. Tasty. Came out of the womb insulting the doctors. Well, I mean, look, they didn't do a good job. The timing was terrible. Arch has a plan. He's waited a while to enact it, but he is going to build lots of mantis. The problem is that he's already given himself such a tough task because he's lost so many mexes on the side. He doesn't have either the plateaus. He doesn't really have any serious pressure. He's the one under pressure, in fact. Also, if somebody gets into your back here, just throw down a radar in your base here. Just so you can see what's going on, because there's nothing worse than sending some units back and you lose them because they have a bigger army, or you send way too many units back because you don't know what's there. So either patrol an air scout or simple just get a radar or even 2 radars to cover the whole backside so that you know what you're up against. So Tech 2 land, multiple Tech 2 mexes here, and Arch is gonna push. Push. He's gonna need some Medusa now though, because PDs will certainly be built in defense. The ACO of Raid are looking a little bit exposed. Yeah, you cover your whole backside. You do not want your backside exposed to tank fire. That's a lot of Tech 1 that just came out of the middle of the map, running straight across an arch now, looking like he's slightly surrounded. Yeah, looks a bit scary for him. Looks a little bit scary. Uh-oh. All those factories built have probably only built like 2 mantis each, which if you think about it that way is not very efficient. That's why early factories are better. But he's okay. He survives. He's not outnumbered. And Raider, again, he needs to be careful. Wow, forward factories coming up. This is just going to be pressure. A lot of pressure. A lot of units that need to be across the map right now. And Raider, in range of the enemy ACU, bringing some Ilshavo into the battle. Here we have one on its way. Look at the chicken plodding along. And okay, can he hold on? Does Arch have overcharge? He has an energy storage, but he does not have very much power income. Which means these Ilshis are going to be very, very effective against him, especially when he doesn't have Mantis around. So when there's Mantis around, the Ilshis will focus on the Mantis. When there are no Mantis to focus on, they will, or units in general, they will attack his AC and do a lot of damage. So Arch is forced to retreat now, and he really has a pitiful army on this side with his ACU. He's got like quite a lot of Tech 1 land factories, but like, so what? So what? You really gotta start earlier with the land spam. Remember that time he had 1500 mass in the bank? Well, if he didn't, and that was all in factories and land units, then, you know, consistent pressure could do something. However, starting your big ass land spam later in the game, as your opponent is basically already at Tech 2, not gonna be that effective. So this is the problem maybe with Badlands. Well, not the problem with Badlands, it's the fact of Badlands. He has all of this pressure. Look at how much map control he has visually just in the middle. I mean, he doesn't have either of the sides, which is quite bad. Doesn't have this reclaim either, by the way. And he didn't get this reclaim. Although he has engineers around, I think that was largely grabbed by Raider. But yeah, you don't get that much for having this much pressure. Most of the mass is in the base. Because, there's like 2 mexes here. There's 4 mexes in the middle, fair enough. But like, there's very few mexes to actually grab. So, time for the gun and stealth. That was always going to be needed. Sooner is better than later. And there's, you know, what really I would love to see Muffin do is just get some Tech 2 PDs. You know, if you have one on either side, and it becomes much simpler to manage the situation because the PDs are always going to be there. You'll never accidentally move the PDs away. You can't. It's very unlikely to position them terribly. Whereas with Ilshis, they could get surrounded because you move them too far forward. You miss micro on one side because you're looking at the other, and your AC is under attack. Much easier to play with just a couple of PDs and then use your units to defend them. Arch, literally no Tech 2 at all in terms of land, so there's not going to be MMLs. And now we have Tech 2 Air coming for Arch. That's a good option. I mean, just pure Tech 1 spam is... It should never work here against a good player. Oh, he's just caught himself in the middle of a huge Ilshi army. If he just gets focused now, it's game over, and the Ilshis are turning their turrets on him, and he goes down. That was a bad miss micro there. Well, look at how many Ilshis there were here. For all these wrecks are Ilshavo. Raider also took that time to make the gun, and Arch is defeated thoroughly. His build shows promise. His execution after the very nice opening was not great. A lot of engineers milling around doing nothing, sadly. Another win for Raider. There was that critical mass of Ilshis. So hard to tell Medusa Mantis mix since the icon change. Let's see. Is there anything... Oh, this could be interesting. Watch some Via. Enough about Australia. I agree. I agree. Well, Australian politics / news, definitely. Thomas, I will ban you for bringing up news. So, Raider with a significantly tougher opponent here. It is your boy Tex. Almost 2300 in this game. You are new to Tex. Well, Tex is a guy who's around a long time ago. Then he came back. He always used to like first bomber, I think, or maybe not always. Was that unpwnable that always first bombered? Tex liked his first bomber though, back in the day. He's called Tex. He's in the clan Vor. That's Vortex. That's the name explained. He's American. He was gone for many years. Since maybe 2015 or 16, maybe 2015. I don't know exactly. He's around in the early days of FAF. Left, came back, and then he accidentally streamed porn on his Twitch channel. Then he left again out of just pure mortification. And then he came back again. Now he's a mod and 2300 ladder player. So that's the story of Tex. Now explain my name, says Blast Shield. I don't know. I cannot explain your name. I don't know what the reference is. I think somebody mentioned that it's a reference to something, but I have no idea. Tex did that? Tex did what? I didn't tell you anything. You didn't hear it from me? So, Muffin Man. The Muffin Man is building power generators. Kind of needs them. Exactly right. He's trying to grab some trees. If you want to do this, I gotta say you want to... This is a bad position to put your energies. You should just put them like first at the edge of the large. If we go over... Tech's probably not grabbing them yet. Yeah, so you want to put your reek time like here. Your attack move from the factory like here. And then once it's gone a bit, then you just keep moving it in. Because these single trees out here are not great. So I don't really like these engies are pretty shit. It's a waste of 2 engineers in my opinion. They'd be better off building P-gens. And this one also should be here right now. Something just died. It was... Oh, that's a dead Tham. So they're both Seraphim. So, Raider's expansion. Similar on this side. Slower on the other. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Also, Muffin Man though much faster here. I don't really like the PD so quick. Also in this position, it's possible you'll just shoot into the ground here. So I build a factory here. PD I'm not a huge fan of, but okay, fair enough. To each his own. Nice raid here. Kind of unnecessary from Tex because he knew that this was coming. He already lost the Tham on this side, so he knows that he knows what's coming here. He knows there's a tank and a Celine, and he didn't really do anything about it. So he even loses a mech. Like, this is just full on raiding. I would be inclined to leave and head towards the middle position and go after an engineer here. I mean, I wouldn't expect to have enough time to kill all the mexes, but he's just like, yeah, maybe I can kill all the mexes. It's kind of insane that he is able to do that, but there you go. He is. He gets literally 3 mech kills. And then he just goes home. He goes all the way back. Well, not all the way back, but he goes pretty far back, which is interesting. Now, what you could do, you could certainly find a spot for that Celine to plant itself, maybe over here or something. It's very nice. Once you get a Celine into a forward position like that, just turn on, hit the toggle, and get the cloak going, and just chill somewhere. Somewhere nice where you get some good intel. Now, in this expansion, wouldn't be great because the ACU is coming. But, you know, just off to the side would be good. So, Tex looks like he has a nice base going. He's got a Tech 2 Max. He's got another one over halfway. He's got Tech 2 land almost complete at 6 minutes 30 something. And he's got nice few factories, adjacency on many of them. Epic power balance. He's now using the trees. Again, he needs to maybe just position his NGs a bit closer to the good groups. Also, these tree groups are usable. Don't land on them and break them. That's sad to watch. And yeah, difficulty is, well, he is building some factories here. He doesn't have any yet. One factory here. Strange place to attack move for engineers, to be completely honest, but okay. Looks like a decent position for tanks. However, overall, if we look at the reclaim, it's 50k on screen right now, and Raider has almost 10k. Well, Tex is just under 7k, so that's the difference in mass. Is just Raider reclaiming better. He's doing a better job of reclaiming. Seems like this position is where he's doing better. But yeah. If tree groups were removed from Franfa, would be very happy. Well, a lot of other people wouldn't. So, Raider building some artillery. Very normal to build a factory here, build some artillery, start going towards the middle. They're super late to middle, I gotta be honest. I mean, Raider, this is one of the reasons I build a factory, not a PD. So you go close, you get the middle faster. Look what's in here, dude. T3 mass fabric. 3,240 juicy mass. All the civs are worth something. There's 8 mexes. Gobble it up. Other than that, not much happening in the map. Somehow this... What the fuck? That Tham had 10 kills, 300 mass killed. Okay, that was insane. Okay, so Tech 2 gens, multiple, and more mexes, and Tech 3 land on the way. Who's going to get to middle first? It's kind of a race here. Tex is here with the NGs first. However, there's Zooies, and how much mass is he actually going to get before he dies? Very little. How much did he get? Oh, he's actually killing some of the reclaim with the Zoos as well. Tex might have got a couple hundred there, a few hundred. The rest of the depletion is due to damage. Tech's now ahead on mass. Tech 2 land, no Tech 3 land. Tech 2 air though. So will we see some drops? Tex actually sends his AC, or Raider sends his AC up to the right. Which is interesting. Pretty, can be dangerous to put your AC there. Depends how much air you have. And Raider has a lot of air, so he's not in danger from that. TMD for Tex. He's got Tech 2 ACU. Gonna defend these upgrading mexes. And Tex is getting the mid-mass, dude. There's still over 2,000 mass there. And, well, not anymore, because he's gotten most of it now. There's very little left. What's left might just die to the artillery that runs through the middle. Not very efficient to send so many Zooies through the middle. They will just die to tanks and stuff if the tanks show up. However, the tanks run into PD. No. I always die to PDs, honestly, on this map. But yeah, you can see the Zooies die pretty easily to tanks here. Pretty easily. So, big push into the expansion. And if these Zooies were here instead of in the middle, it would be a lot more useful. Also, we have Nothas flying around doing huge amounts of damage. This one has 1,700 damage already. 1,700 mass kill. They didn't drop on that mechs that they were supposed to drop on, I believe. Perhaps they hadn't reloaded yet. But they will certainly kill it now. There's one bomb. There's two bombs. And there are more mechs to be killed. That's a TML. That would be a great thing to snipe. That would be better than sniping the T2 mexes, to be honest. Static flak goes up. And does it kill? There we go. There goes the Notha. It does drop another bomb. This Notha will also drop a bomb before it's killed. It may not die to the flak here. It might actually be able to get past. We'll see. There is some pretty significant randomness to that flak. And now as he turns over anti-air, should go down. He actually has veterancy. Jesus, almost 3,000 mass kill. Doesn't get the last drop away. This one gets a drop. TML not firing. Oh, it needs to fire. At this point, if your TML's under attack like this, you have to just fire the missiles. He is too loaded. He at least has time to launch one, but he's not doing it. Oh, he's going to get hit by the Nothas now. He walked into all the Notha bombs as they targeted the TML. Oh, no. Tex now lost a lot of HP, lost a lot of mexes, lost his TML. TML was really conservatively placed and it still died and did nothing. So this position is, I mean, quote unquote defended. It's half dead, but it's not all dead. That's a positive, right? And there's more Nothas, just a lot of Nothas coming. Where's the Tech 3 land? Because, like, that was ordered a long ass time ago. No! 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 No. No. That was almost Tech 3. That was like, it wasn't 99%. Well, it was like 80% maybe? 75% I guess? Ah. That hurt. That would have been really nice to have, that Tech 3 Max. But it wasn't to be. That is, don't underestimate how big a turning point that can be. Tech's still ahead of mass. However, there's so much mass that just disappeared. Tech 3 P-Gen. Tech's income now is not going to be great. Yeah, that's plus 48. And that's a dead Tech 2 factory. Not really a great target. After you kill all of your opponent's mass, don't kill their build power, because their build power will be useless anyway. So, not a good target, to be honest. But hey, whatever. That's a nice target. Half a Tech 2 Max goes down just at the end. Ow. Ow. There's so much anti. Stop building this. Yeah, like this hurts to look at. That's 750 mass. That's 750 mass. And like the Tech 3. Has the Tech 3 had literally any impact on the game at this point? I haven't heard an Autumn shoot something. 1 kill, 144 mass killed. And let's take a look at these ones. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Is there any other ones? This one surely has done nothing. That one just was built, so nada. Nada. And now he's up against T3 of Raider. Sniper. Taking aim at the enemy Autumn from a long distance. Zap, headshot, dead, boom, get fucked. This is a good fight. So, one Tech 3 Max. He's not really building this P-Gen. I thought he was. He faked me out. He's not building it. He doesn't have mass for it. Speaking of mass, that was quite a donation. And that will be gratefully received by Raider. And it looks super good for Raider now. This looks very, very, very ugly. And at this point, after seeing the left side and now this attack, I would be thinking about quitting the game. And probably the FAF client as well. Simultaneously. And maybe, you know, just take a wee break. That would be my psychological state at this point in the match. A lot of production. Don't know if he can afford that, but maybe he can. He has a lot of Tech 2 Maxes. Even has one very far forward. This has been here for a while, by the way. I think he might have accidentally made that one a while ago, but it hasn't been punished. He's making Tech 3 B-Gen. Not a great Tech 3 power transition, I will say. It's pretty painful. Minus 1600 power. Nobody wants to look at that. Could at least pause some stuff. All these engines are actually draining a decent amount of power. Those could be paused, certainly. And then once the P-Gen's done, then you just make, you know, full Tech 3 mechs in the core mass, and you're good. Or even this one is a good one to upgrade. Certainly more Tech 3 mechs wouldn't go astray. And more Tech 3 factories, perhaps. Which could increase his production. Well, the sniper's on the way over here. How come he doesn't pause his build power? Because he's like, I'm just gonna build a P-Gen. That's why. It's like, I'm gonna build it. Is there a benefit? No. you don't pause your build bar, I guess. You don't have to take the time to pause and then later unpause them. There's not really a benefit. That's why I said he should pause them. Another Tech 3 Pigeon immediately. I think that's a very good decision. One Tech 3 Pigeon is what he needs to just power his economy. The other Tech 3 Pigeon can help him actually make Tech 3 Air. Because as we can see, he can't afford to do all of that. Certainly won't be able to produce Tech 3 Air once he gets there without another Tech 3 Pigeon. He has a Tech 2 Mex in the middle, which is a little bit much. A little bit. But yeah, Tech's in a terrible position now. The question is, what does he have available? He has mass, right? He still has mass. He's got a Tech 2 Mexes. He's got a Tech 3 Mex. This gives you hope. Hope of some kind of cheese. Some hope for a slime. Now, it will be difficult because his opponent will have Tech 3 Air. His opponent also has a pretty crushing lead right now. In terms of just generated mass, it's not even close. Nice bombers on the unshielded. Oh, this one is just outside the shield. Ow. You hate to see it, but he does have 8 snipers on screen, so that's going to be hard to come back from. There's also 3 mobile shield gens. They have 10k HP each. That's a lot of health. Walking around, providing itself to nearby units. It's a lot. Only now is there a Tech 3 Pigeon from Tex. Does have nice Tech 3 Mexes here. His tactic versus the snipers is Zooey's hiding behind cliffs, which I must admit is pretty good. Peekaboo. Yeah, look at that. I like it. That's pretty slick positioning there. I can't defend my expansion, but I can kill you if you walk into it from behind this cliff. That's pretty big brain stuff here. Tex has Nano, Tech 2, and Gun, and Overcharge. I would like to see him with more storages, but he still has a lot of power to just overcharge a lot of items here. Please tell me he's not using auto OC. He is, by the looks of it. Otherwise he would be OCing faster than this. And maybe that was manual OC. I'm not sure, but that's, you know, he lost all the mexes there, but he did get himself some awesome wreckages. More bombers coming in. They find the snipers as the shields run forward and the snipers fall behind. This sniper's just getting bombed by Tech 1 bombers. Pretty nice for Tex. That is quite nice for him. Unfortunately, he really has very little to his name. 6 Autumns, no snipers, 1 ACU. And Muffin Man can probably just build strats. Or chicken, T4, or that's a dead strat. Why did it... Oh, Paul's there, I think, because it went over a mountain. Crashes to the ground. Dead. Yeah, he could kind of do anything. He could probably start building an Oasa right now. And that would end the game. And Tex complaining that he keeps losing on Via, or rather just saying he keeps losing on Via. So apparently not Tex's map here, which I'm not surprised by. Doesn't seem to suit him. Double gun com drop, I agree. That is a method. However, he made, you know, he made Tech 2. So we knew he wasn't going for that. Or rather, well, I guess he made Tech 2 way earlier, so he could have swapped it out for the splash gun. I think that would have been basically the only way to do it. It's certainly possible. Like, if you get into range, then that ACU is gonna die. Tech's kind of fighting on just to see how many kills he can get on his commander, which is, you know, why not? Why not see how many kills you can get? That was a pretty big attack there, leaving 20k mass on the ground. And Tex has 10k HP. Problem is he will die to air, I guess. Or snipers. I don't know why all the snipers are dead, but they are. And yeah, strats. Text just control Ks now. What can you fit on T2 trans with com? Can you fit a Tech 2 unit? I think you can fit a Tech 2 unit. You might be able to fit more than just a Tech 2 unit. Maybe to fit some Tech 1. You can certainly fit, you know, Tech 1 units. We could check it out. Because it is quite nice to bring units with you in the transport. It's one of the things, especially as Seraphim. Let's see. Let's see. What mod is enabled here? Oh yeah, this is what we need. There we go. Sarah T2 Trans is the best. It has the most transport clamps. So if we do this, air tech 2, let's get all the transports. And we grab just any Tech 1 stuff, because all Tech 1 stuff is the same in terms of how much space they take on a transport. Let's get ACUs, more commanders. All the commanders are the same in terms of how much they take. So we get them all on board, and then we see how many Tech 1 we can fit. Let's grab tanks. 50 is too many, but whatever. You get the point. Can an engineering drone go on a transport? No. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 T1 with the ACU. This is like the most underused thing in terms of comm drops. 10 here. 13 on Seraphim, and only 7, or sorry, 6 T1 for Cybran with the commander. So if we drop all of the Tech 1 out, we could get some Tech 2 in there. We could bring flak on our transport with our comm drop. Alright, let's get some flak. Do tanks and labs have the same? Yeah, they do. Do it out of the trees. You're breaking trees. Let's see how many flaks we can fit on all of these. Oh, these fucking tanks are in the way. The bumping. Look at that. You can bring 6 flax and an AC on a Seraphim transport. Only 2 for the poor Cybran. Let's see if we can fit any Tech 1 alongside these. I don't think we can, actually. Oh, we can. We can fit some. Let's see. So yeah, Seraphim. 6. Look at that. So basically, instead of tanks, you wouldn't bring tanks, right? You bring artillery. So just imagine artillery in place of the tanks. Can you fit a Tech 3 unit? I don't think you can. Although maybe you can, actually. Let's see. Let's see if you can fit a Tech 3 unit. That would be a weird comm drop. But maybe it's possible. Let's get a Titan. Again, all Tech 3 take the same. Yeah, there's a Titan. So we could fit an Otham. Let's see how many flax we could fit. Could we fit any? 4 flax. Right, let's get some kind of... Let's get the Zoes. Just for, you know, realism. Check it out, dude. Four Zoes. Let's get the Autumn. Fuck it. What about a Continental? Well, a Continental can fit a lot more. That's just a Tech 2 transport. That's just a Tech 2 transport. Do hoplites take up less space? No, they don't. 2 flax, some Zoes, and an Autumn. And you can just have more flax instead of Zoes. Or yeah, mobile shield, true. Do mobile shields load on trans? They do, but they're not active. So you can put... oh yeah, also... Does a stealth unit stealth everything? Yes. Stealth is active in a transport. But shields are not. So if we grab shield gen, you can see that it will deactivate. Yeah, we'll check a Continental soon there. You can see it deactivates. Somebody's asking if you're landed, will you be under the shield? The answer is probably yes. Just have to wait for the shield to come on. So like this one. It's not under the shield because it has stuff on board, so it can't be fully landed. Oh wait. Yeah, not really. Let's see. No, it doesn't want to drop down there. Oh. Yeah, there you go. Kind of. That's... Yeah, we're not really under the shield there. Two times regen SACUs? What? That's not even in the base game, so it's in development. All right, let's see how much shit we can fit on a Tech 3 transport, and then we'll stop this. Just move the shield. Okay, I have no idea why you'd want that, but yes, there you go. Also, we need a Paragon. This isn't a testing setup unless you have a Paragon. Alright. Tech 3 Air. Continental. Let's drop all this shit. So let's get our ACU on board. Let's get all this stuff on board as well. What else do we want on there? Let's get the mobile shield. I mean, you can see how little is taken up already. It's quite a lot of space. Let's get this on board. See how many Zoes we can pack in there. Yeah, not that many. That's a pretty good setup there. Yeah, Continental is epic. It's quite expensive though. Way more expensive. Like 330 mass for Tech 2 transport. You saw the shit we could fit on there with Seraphim. This is way more expensive. More than 3 times expensive. But you do get to fit a lot of stuff on there. And you drop on your enemy and they die. GG. So yeah, when you're doing a comm drop, get the freaking units on there with your ACU. No matter what faction you have. But especially with Seraphim. Bring units with you. Who's pinging me? Pingers. Pingers will be executed. Alright, shall we keep going? Shall we continue with games? None of them have been particularly... Oh, wait a second. Somebody... Yeah, I almost forgot. Okay, let's try this one. Yeah, that would be good. But it doesn't work so simply, but it almost works that simply though. It is a little bit different in that, for example, you can load things in a different order and they won't fit one way and they will fit another if you're mixing techs. So it is a little bit more complicated, but in general it's fine. But yeah, you can, for example, load stuff one way and it will work, and then load stuff the other way and it won't work. Like, say for example, if you're loading a deceiver and like Tech 1 units, you should load the deceiver first, if I recall correctly, and then the Tech 1 units. Otherwise you won't be able to fit as many Tech 1 units as you could otherwise. Yeah, I think you want to load Tech 1 last. I think that's really how it works in essence. So we have a very, very, very mass heavy map gen game here. We got Arch and we got Bloodier. Nice to see Bloodier playing again. So, holy fuck. So we got a lot of mass. I mean, you got a decent amount of mass just here. 7 mexes close together. Not much behind the base here. We got 5 mexes over here in a Hydra. That's a decent base. Oh, look, this is a very important island here. Also, beach everywhere. There's always beach everywhere. I think that the map gen it's dangerous for it to not have many beaches because it might lead to some ugly gameplay for islands, but I'm not sure. But in general, there's a lot of beaches. What really strikes me is the number of water mexes. Now, there's mad glare off the water, so you probably can't see a lot of them when I'm zoomed in. But here, you can just see that there's like, what? Just a huge amount of mass in the water. It's insane. It's insane how much there is on the right side and the left side. Way too much mass here. This is going to be... This is the kind of map where you really don't need to upgrade mass extractors because you can just... You're not going to finish expanding until 12 minutes into the game and you're just going to fight for mexes. There's no real... When there's this much mass in the map, there's not really that much point in upgrading stuff. Gotta be honest. Yeah, people seem to... I mean, sometimes you'll see people load artillery. But, generally, yeah, people do not put anything but the commander in their transport for a comm drop. I, too, am guilty of this. Zoos are deadly on this map. Yeah, Zoos would be good, but neither player has Tech 1 hover, so this is, you know, this is not a battle of strategy. This is a battle of macro battle. So let's see. Quick transport, multiple factories building engines in the base. Transport ACU moving quickly to the expansion. He's building a factory first and then another factory. He's not going to have mass for that, especially like if you consider he's going to be dropping. Oh, his transport has been caught. If you consider that he's dropping engines, those engines are not going to be getting mass either. They're going to be building stuff, right? So I don't know why he'd walk to here to build a factory. I would just go build the mexes, and then if you're unsure, then you scout ahead of yourself to see if there's any drop, and then you can react. But yeah, it just doesn't have mass for this. The drop basically failed, and that's a pretty ugly start for Arch. Bloodier now only now finishing his transport, so that's the nice thing for Arch. The transport isn't like already on its way over somewhere else, especially to this side of the map or up the top side. Look at this path for this NG. You can't see it from there, but it's kind of all over the place. There's a lot of mexes queued up. Big struggle for power here for Arch. This is sinking his power. The air factory building his power is sinking his power. Assisting the air factory is really struggling. Also building these two factories hurt him quite a lot. So overall, struggling. This lair is horrid. It kind of is a little bit, yeah. I would have to agree. Only 2 engines under transport. We just did a whole tutorial on filling your transport with everything they can take. And he leaves with 3 engines. Why? Why would you leave with 3 engines on this map? That is deserving of a gentle roast. Bomber. And another bomber. In another direction. Lot of possible kills here. Arch trying to get factories up here. Bomber is just attack moving into nowhere. Oh no, he's actually... Maybe he's locked onto this. That's... yeah, he must be locked onto this engineer. He's just completely ignored the 3 that are here. He's going to be up against a factory now. He actually managed to just miss. He had a scout over here, but he just missed the stuff here. Now he sees that there's a factory. His bomber over here. Did that just bomb? It bombed a factory, which is not great. The NG on this side does actually go down. He dropped early because he got scouted. Oh yeah, I know that. He dropped early because his transport was about to get shot down. So this factory feels like it's been building for about 4 minutes now. It's finally on the way to completion. Bloodier drops in various positions over on this side to try and expand as quickly as possible. He's making Tech 2 mexes. Now I did say I don't really think it's worth building Tech 2 mexes here, because there's just so many Tech 1 to grab, but you know, to each his own. Arch also thinks it's necessary to upgrade mexes. But at least he isn't stalling mass. Bloodier is stalling mass quite heavily. Nobody with really anything on the right hand side thanks to Bloodier's bomber. Bloodier looking like he's going to grab a huge amount of mass over here. I can't even zoom in on the water, to be honest. The glare is actually really bad. Ow. I talked to Sheikah about that, who is one of the most prolific developers on FAF in the past. Well, I don't even know the time frame, but let's say at least a year, perhaps more. Tech 2 air, gunships coming out, stingers on the move. A drop denied. PD was about to go up here and kill all the mexes, which would have been nice, but it's denied. And ACU looks kind of vulnerable already. ACU is like, no anti-air, no air control whatsoever. Tech 2 air for Arch now. He's going to make Tech 2 P-Gen. But like, what isn't killable by the gunships? The underwater mexes. So, you know, one-shot them with torp bombers seems to be the way. The gunships managed to miss a few shots in the anti-air, but finally go down. There's a lot of inties for Bloodier. Way too many, in fact, because, like, yeah, he actually just doesn't need any inties. Arch has nothing. Arch has 2 inties, and he's just suiciding them into do, like, a very small amount of damage to one gunship. It's not a good investment of inties there. Also, it's Mantis coming out of these factories, not anti-air, which is a bit strange. Now we have anti-air coming out. You can ground fire onto the middle of the factory and kill the unit that's building. Sometimes you'll accidentally kill it. And if you have renegades, the Cyberpunk T2 gunship, you can just attack the factory, you'll kill it with AoE anyway. Arch now protecting his anti-air is there a little bit. Doesn't want to keep suiciding it. Bloodier maybe just got caught out here. He's going to lose his inties here. This is not going to be good. Oh, he turns away at the exact wrong time as well. Ooh. But no, he actually gets away with almost everything, so it's not too bad. Meanwhile, Bloodier just has most of the left-hand side. That is so many maxes there. So many. He's only 2k mass ahead at the moment. Still making more Tech 2 maxes. Does UAF gunship have AoE? No. That's why I say you have to ground fire in the middle to kill the unit. I think you can accidentally shoot the middle. I think it is one of the target bones. So yeah, Arch is going to try and get back in the air game. Where, like, how is the Navy so late? That's what's so bizarre to me, that we're at 10 minutes and there's 8 frigates. And Arch has 3 naval factories? He has 4 frigates. Why are the frigates so late when there's 100,000 underwater mexes? I'm so confused by that. Perturbed. Offended. And other such negative emotions. So the gunships come back to a lot of anti-air, which is, you know, the wrong place to be. That's, you don't want to fight that. But he is fighting it. And he's going to lose maybe all of his gunships, maybe certainly most of his gunships. That was a gunship versus anti-air battle that we just witnessed, so pretty much perfect scenario for Arch, gotta say. pretty much the perfect scenario. And now the Inties come in. Bloodier's on patrol, needs to start microing immediately. He's run out of fuel on some of these Inties. That's the pain of patrol. That's quite bad from Arch. He just lost all of these for very little, and now Arch just, that was very, very bad use of his air there. He had the drop on a guy who was patrolling his Inties and absolutely failed utterly. So that was not good. So maybe that makes up for the gunships fighting only anti-air. I don't know. Hard to say. Both players just messed up quite a lot. but hey, you know, it is what it is. How this ACU is allowed to just wander around aimlessly with no repercussions is strange. There's even a torpedo bomber directly above his head. He does not have stealth. Navy certainly looks good for Bloodier. A lot of dead, or are they dead? They're just not built. I'm not sure if they're built, not built, killed. Either way, there's a lot of empty mech spots there. You have the Mantis contributing to the air battle, as they so often do, but then the air takes to the skies and kills them. That's pretty OP. Okay, torpedo bombers being spammed by Arch. Inties on a 20x20 map, they can't be everywhere. So even if you don't have air control, it's perfectly reasonable to just, you know, still make air units like torps and gunships. Because, like, look, almost all the Inties are here. So what if a gunship was over here, a gunship was here? It takes time for the Inties to move around and get the kills on units, especially something that's very fast like a torpedo bomber. Speaking of air, that looks like a very even air fight. Although maybe Arch is winning. Feels like both players could have had tighter circles there, but it's Arch that wins in the end. And then the the belated entry of the out of fuel Inties arrive, and they just get crushed. There's more Inties showing up, and they're gonna get crushed. Oh no, they're actually not, because Arch has gone idle. But yeah. If torps are locked onto an ice unit, leaves the water, then goes back in, will they still be locked? No. As soon as... Because basically it's like layer changes are pretty severe in Supreme Commander. So yeah, as soon as you are judged to have... As soon as the ACU switches from the water layer to the... Or the seabed layer to land, then that's it. Targeting lost. Tech 1 bombers coming in, attacking the core mass of Bloodier. Tech 1 bombers versus UEF mexes. Why would you do that? Just why? Why would you do that? So, submarines. Oh my god, look at all the dead frigates. These torpedo bombers, plus the submarines, have done incredible damage. There's just been... This was just a rally point of frigates, and they didn't move at all, and they almost all died. You can see by the formation that it's just a rally point, and they've never been moved from the rally point. What the hell? The disappointed zoom-ins, yes. It's a core feature of my casts. We zoom in to be disappointed. Not this time though. This is just, you know, some nice air build power. this is exactly why you can have so much assistance on air factories. Because the roll-off time is tiny. It's also why you can't do it with land units. Because the roll-off time is much longer. That's... oh. Bloodier looks to be trying to kill that wing of torpedo bombers. You might have noted that they're not dead, and all of Bloodier's inties are dead. So that was a pretty bad use of air there. It looks like he might have got one torpedo bomber for the cost of 20 inties, perhaps, something like that. Artillery, Lobo's almost a full group, full transport, but not quite. They need to be split, otherwise a bomber might just land on them very soon. Although there is a bomber. PD is targeted. That's not really what you want to be targeting. Not many Lobos died there. That's the pain of a Cybern bomber. It is pretty good, but it very rarely does 300. Its full 300 damage. 2 units, such small units. That 2 Tech-2 is down, which is not bad. Now, will they drop another? They need one more volley. I don't think they all got their last volley off. Oh, wow, they actually managed it. Nice. Another Tech-2 dies. That's pretty good. Over here, however, the subs continue to get pretty sick value, and more importantly, the torpedo bombers getting absolutely brutal value. They're just regenning any damage they take from the frigates. Anti-air. UEF frigate anti-air, not really great. And in torp numbers of this size, then it's just not going to do much. You can see one torpedo bomber went down there, but that's going to be a rare one. The RD shut down one of the bombers. Shit, I missed it. But you can see, here's the pain of like subs versus frigates. The frigates can still just run in and kill your production. So you can see he's going to lose all the factories here. Overall, though, in this particular scenario, it's not really worth it because of the torpedo bombers themselves getting mad value. But it still hurts to lose all of that production. And he's so many subs, though. Jesus. The bizarre thing is that he's making this many subs and he has Cybern frigates, which are the best frigates. The left-hand side has been demolished and subsequently retaken by Arch. But he is still behind significantly on mass total, but his map control looks much nicer now. Oh, well, would you look at that? Bloodier has 3 Tech-3 Okay. Yeah, that's something to note. Meanwhile, he's up against 7 Tech-2 Wow. 7, you say? Slow down, Arch. However, there are Tech-1 sorry, Tech-1 bombers attacking and upgrading Tech-3 Please tell me that this is not going to happen. Please, someone reassure me that he's not going to lose an almost upgraded Tech-3 to T-1 bombers. Why would you do this to me? Oh, okay. Can't remember the last time I saw that happen. You know, tragedies do occur. Jesus. Okay, the Tech-1 bombers are coming up. Or sorry, the Tech-1 anti-air. And they've also been bombed, in fact. Here's completely won. Static flak wouldn't go astray here to keep stuff away from him. No, still no Tech-2 Navy from anyone. Strikes me as strange. Bombers raiding Tech-2 land from this island here. Wangers on the move. Very little map control for Bloodier now. Very little. His Tech-1 count 15 versus 52. Yeah. Don't think Bloodier went for the most effective strategy of upgrading Tech 3 Mexes, but I respect his decision. I don't respect Arch's decision to bomb an almost Tech 3 Mex. Don't respect that at all. But, you know, it is what it is. This seems familiar. At least it isn't upgrading to Tech 3. It is, however, dead. So, looks really bad for Bloodier now. It's actually Wagner's in his main base. Gunships sent out to deal with it. The subs continue to just do a lot of damage, but now finally a torp bomber arrives and will just still one-shot them. As any torp bomber can. This is the main drawback, honestly, of a submarine. The fact that it is one-shot by torp bombers. Oh, more pings. Being T1 bombed is psychologically draining, yes. It is. And never underestimate the psychological pain you can inflict on your opponent with certain strategies. It's not all about, you know, effectiveness in terms of mass. Sometimes it's just, you know, APM difficulties or simply rage inducing. If you can induce rage in your opponent, you're probably pretty far along to winning the game. So, you know, it's a more advanced tactic to induce rage in your opponent, but certainly doable. Ironically, teammates often have an easier time inflicting psychological trauma on each other than people do on their opponents. So maybe learn from your teammates in this regard in team games. Although it can be hard to apply their lessons. Tech 2 Navy. Finally, that I would have expected a long time ago, but here we are. Also, there have been so many frigates just sent. For example, here, these were just rallied here and died. For example, here, these rallied here, or moved here, and they're all dead. Nobody got the reclaim. Why? I don't know. This attack here killed one factory and they're all dead. This one here killed nothing. They're all dead. The frigates have been shit. They suck. They have died for nothing most of the time. And they have been terrible. This is why I'm surprised that there's no Tech 2 Navy. I would trade a lot of frigates in this game for some cruiser action. But Bloodier fights on, and guess what, guys? Guess what? Bloodier is 20,000 mass ahead. And he has now damaged a lot of the right-hand side. And has he made another Tech 3 Mex yet? Probably not. Probably not. Still got the 3. Would have been nice to have the 4th one. RIP. It's basically you want to help your opponent in a really bad way. You think your teammates help you? Fair enough. They're probably not that rage inducing. It's the same as Zui Arty spam. Does Sarah Torp defense block any shots? No. Do you mean does it have Torp defense? Do you mean does the Torp launcher have Torp defense? In that case, no. None of the Torp launchers have. None of the Tech 1 ones, anyway. Maybe one of the Tech 2 ones has Torp defense, though. I'm not sure. Wangers continue. And they're getting torped. But not quick enough for them to actually die before they arrive on land. This entire expansion is dead now. T1 sub block torp bombers. I don't know what that means. Okay. All of these frigates are just going to die now. We've seen this before. We've all seen this before. Oh, subs and Wagner's attacking the cruiser with their torps. The Sarah T1 subs have torp defense. All torp bombers are unaffected by torp defense. Now I get you. Yeah, so all the frigates are dying, so now they're going to try and retreat, so they die slightly closer to Bloodier, but that's really going to be irrelevant because, again, there's just loads of factories here. They're all going to... You can easily grab all of this. But, you know, the fact that, like, Arch has left so much reclaim on the map that he could easily grab that he just refuses to grab, it's pretty shocking. He could be even on mass now if he actually took some reclaim, for fuck's sake. Excuse me, gentle roasting here. Why no one has gone Tech 3R? I also have no idea. Feels like that would be good, but maybe there's some kind of gentleman's agreement to not go Tech 3R. Could be. This is a custom 1v1 game. Tech 2 Navy with no assistance whatsoever. That's a sad, sad, sad sight. I need to go to bed. When will this pain end? Good question. I have no idea. It may go on for another half hour. It doesn't really look like it's about to end. I gotta be honest. It looks like this will continue for some time. Hey, look, Arch finally has frigates. He also seems to be closing the gap in mass. Slightly. But he does look to be closing the gap. He has some eco here, for example. He has a lot of idle engineers. He's making a lot of Tech 2 P-gens. He's getting reclaim. Hey, he's finally getting reclaim, and he's closing the gap on mass. These things might be related. I don't know. Maybe. Maverick versus Scathos. The killing run of the cruiser? Do you mean this? What the hell is the killing run of the cruiser? Uh-oh. R.I.P. the governor. He's been assassinated. Wow, that's a lot of riptides just running into PD there. Well, a few. What a mess, dude. Oh, this is all still dead, in fact. Did it get killed again, or has it just been denied again? Oh god, another cruiser has been found by subs. These Tech 1 subs, oh my god, they have 2,000 mass killed apiece, dude. He's going to lose another one to 2 Tech 1 subs. While he has... Look how many torpedo bombers he has just patrolling nowhere on the right hand side. I definitely feel like they've agreed to not go Tech 3 Air. Tech 1 bombers versus Tech 1 frigate. A battle of the ages. Did he lose that cruiser? Did he? He did. He lost the cruiser. It's sinking to the bottom of the ocean. There it is. He actually did lose that cruiser. Ow. Huge amount of inties as well from Arch. He's going to come and try and clean up the right hand side, it seems like, where there is a lot of a mess. Tech 2 Navy for Arch now. Huge mass stall. He's missing these somehow. He's not grabbing any reclaim somehow. 20k reclaim for this game, and there's 78,000 on the map. He's got 20k total. And Bloodier has 24. It's a lot more difficult for him to grab it though. Oh Jesus, Ryan. That's not good. Well, the grind continues. This is just full on grind. Like, what is this? What are they doing? And why are they doing it? Oh, he's coming for the gunships. No, he's backed out. Cruiser should get some nice kills in the air. Will this cruiser also be found by some submarines? Wagner just... Look at the path of the Wagners. It's across here. Up onto land. Back down. Into this expansion, which hasn't existed for aeons. And then down here through all of production into this expansion, which also hasn't existed for a long time. The game continues. It feels like the state of the game hasn't really changed for a long time. Just a lot of things have happened and they've all still evened out to... Yeah, let's just keep doing the same thing. Another fleet of frigates gets torpedo bombed. We've been here before. At least this time. Well, this time the frigates are dying closer and closer to home. And now the subs have a lot more punch to them because they're Tech 2 Barracudas. And it's really not going to be possible to save any cruisers from them. 58 kills though, 59. Almost 4,000 mass killed as it dies. Goodbye. Cruiser. Still like no assistance on the T2 factory. I did arm it. Somebody sent it to me. Was it you? I can't remember who sent it to me now. What's up, Shutdown? Yeah, he could do it some Coopers. Or he could just torp everything here if he had... Well, he lost a lot of torp bombers. Wait a second, that's Tech 3 Air. Hang on a minute. But he's making inties. And his All of his, okay, they clearly don't have an agreement somehow. Maybe they're both. If they both do it at the same time, I'm gonna be very suspicious that they're probably in team chat together or something. See you, Ryan. Nope, Bloodier's not going Tech 3R. Arch is finally going Tech 3R. Somehow. Continuing to spam Tech 1R. Yeah, you gotta sort out the NGs. Move the NGs. Or Control K them. Come on. Move them. Is anyone else just in pain right now? Physically? There we go. Not you? Okay. That's a lot of Tech 2 subs. Getting a lot of damage. Tech 3R feels like it's got to just win the game. Arch now 40k mass ahead. So basically a lot of the same shit has been happening, but on the back of it, Arch has actually made some eco. So things not looking so good for Bloodier. He hasn't made any eco upgrades in a long time. He still only has 3 Tech 3 maxes. Hasn't regained map control in any meaningful degree. He has this, I guess, again. He has these again. But that doesn't really make up for it. This game probably not going to last too much longer. Tech 3R is out. He hasn't built it in the right place. Look. Look at this. Oh, you'd hate to see it, guys. You hate to see it. Slightly misplaced. His air factory there. I love this army of subs though. That is amazing. Frigates versus Tech 2 subs. Who's gonna win, I wonder? No, wait, I don't wonder. It's pretty obvious. Oh, ASFs. The initial ASFs just get wasted into the inties. That is the exact opposite of what you want to do with those ASF. You have to stay away from the inti cloud when you're at small numbers of ASF. Keep them alive till you get decent numbers, then use your own leftover intis to help out. And once the inti cloud is gone, then it will never be a problem for you again, really. Because it takes a long time to build up those kind of numbers. Meanwhile, building up ASF numbers is a lot easier. Because you need a lot less of them. 3,000 mass killed on that sub before it goes down to a Cooper and Torpedo Bomber. And Bloodier kind of pushing out a little bit in the Navy. Again, he's getting harassed by T1 bombers again on this island. Refuses to build any static anti-air, it seems. And is suffering for it. Arch cannot move in with his air here. I mean, there's 3 cruisers. However, he can move in with his navy. Maybe snipe all the cruisers and then send in his air. Well, okay, he's being patient. Taking his time. He's got his own cruiser as well, which has 1,500 mass killed. Siren is quite nice since the buff to its missiles. Quite a magnificent cruiser. He's not making any destroyers, is he? Oh, now he's making destroyers. How's this game still going? Okay, now the gap is huge. 70,000 mass ahead for Arch. He's also minus 200 mass income. That's kind of interesting. Bloodier overcharging rogue Wagners. Killing naval production. See how much mass is on the map right now. Well, we're kind of at an equilibrium here of almost 80,000 mass on the map. That's a lot of ASF now. 19 ASF plus the inties plus cruisers. He's got to be able to win Navy. Or, sorry, air. And just kill everything at that point. Loses a cruiser for free to some frigates. Bit of a push from Bloodier's Navy into a much more forward position. For the whole game, he's basically been trapped here in this pocket. Now he finally moves forward, but with some T2 Navy rather than just T1, and he might just suffer for it. You know, he might just suffer for it. Most of this fleet is underwater. Here's the subs coming in. And there's also a fleet over here, which has multiple destroyers and subs under the water. Might be about to get pinched. He might be about to get pinched. The thing about pinching someone in Spring Commander is that you have to time it basically perfectly. And once he pinches the Navy, kills the cruisers, then he can, you know, jump on top of the air, crush air. T3 air finished for Bloodier, but he doesn't have a P-Gen. Just started it now, so no Tech 3 air production gonna be here anytime soon. Oh, that's some free damage. That's a lot of dead inties. Yeah. As Regal Eagle says, it's not the same as a Seraphim cruiser, but it's still pretty painful. Still a cruiser. That's a lot of free inties for the ASF though. Look at that. See? Yeah, that's an air win. That's the power of just waiting for, you know, the ASF numbers to build up. Then you can get a free air win, and you know what? He just killed the entire naval force as well. This is a new naval force, and guess what? It's all Coopers. But it's too late. He's already lost all the cruisers to subs already, so not much to be done here anymore. Arch 130,000 mass ahead. He's gonna fight with Coopers. Not a single shield boat to be seen in this entire game. That is really the most shocking thing. Not exactly a heavily microed fight here, but doesn't really matter. It's very one-sided. Very one-sided. And now this T2 Navy can really just walk towards the base and kill it. I feel like there's nothing that can be done to stop that. Tech 3 Navy could have been an option a long time ago. Maybe Tech 3 Navy was the way for Bloodier. Certainly would have been attractive to watch. More so than whatever this was. A crazy mess. A lot of P-Gens. Not a lot of spending of that power. And now he just needs to walk in. Stop wasting time. Bloodier says, yeah, I think it's over. 600 something K to 436. Arch wins it in the end. I don't really think the, you know, Tech 3 mexes were great. Not a fan of ecoing on a map with hundreds of mexes. Actually, how many mexes are there on this map? I wonder. That's like 14, 18. Arch has... I mean, it's mostly what Arch has. Oh. Yeah, he has like... What is that? 75 mexes? Looks fine. Yeah, I mean... Kind of. Not really. He's got a lot of mexes. They've got at least 50 each. Well... GG to Arch. Well played to him. How did he have a UEF max? He captured it. So don't forget to like if you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. That is where we end today. Thank you, Captain Klutz, for the donation, the generous donation. And we'll see you again very soon, guys. So until then, probably tomorrow. And have a good one. See ya.